Imagine if you could create your own online course that would give you $85,000 per month of passive income when you sell your online course. Okay, so I will teach you in 3 easy steps on how to create online courses using ChatGPT free and fast. So stay tuned. When it comes to creating online courses, so there are pretty much 3 main components that you need to work with. First is what is the actual topic that your online course will be focusing on. Okay, then next one is what is the script or the lessons that you want to teach about. So pretty much the core components of your online course. And then the third one is pretty much the videos or the visual components that you want to show to your students. So I'll teach you step by step. So what we have here right now is pretty much step one, which is doing your market research. So what we have right now over here is udemy.com. If you don't know Udemy yet, it's an online marketplace for online courses. It's pretty famous, and a lot of people pretty much just go here and then purchase courses, pretty much any topic under the sun. So if you want to learn anything that's like you have a structured course, a structured outline, right? Then Udemy is the perfect place for this. So you can see over here, right? We have photography, we have Excel over here, we have Python, we have web development, okay, Amazon Web Services, and then Google Apps. So there are a lot of things. So pretty much anything under the sun, you could just like learn inside Udemy. So over here, for example, we have travel photography, right? You even have like sub niches. You can just niche down to a specific like subtopic and then just work on that topic when it comes to selling your online course. So you can see that these people over here, they are making good money. So you can see the number of reviews, 10,000 reviews, and then pretty much what the price is, right? You can just do the math and then see that, okay, they are making good passive income over here. And I want to teach the same technique to you with ChatGPT. Now, the question right now is, okay, there are a lot of topics, but which topic do I want to focus on? So the good thing with Udemy is they have provided a tool called the Marketplace Insights. So I'll also share the link in the description. So over here is the good thing is you just type in a specific topic and then it will give you an idea that, okay, how much under this topic, okay, the top course is making or the average course is making over here so that you can verify quickly that, okay, is it like sufficient? Is there market demand on this? Because if you have a passionate topic, right, but there is nobody interested about it, then you will be simply like wasting your time in creating this online course. So what we want to work on is that over here, for example, I've searched web development. So you could see like 85,000. Okay. The top course is making 85,000 over here. Imagine if you could just make a fraction of this as well. And this will pretty much be passive income every month for you. So you can see over here, right, there's other data that's really cool. There's even topics of interest. So for example, if you want to niche down and then work on specific topics, then you can also pick this up inside Marketplace Insights. And then if I just scroll down, right, you can see what are the top courses so that you have a better idea, okay, what is really being discussed over here. You can even like open like specific courses over here, right, just to see the actual contents, just to have an idea on what they're covering. But for step one, what we want to focus on is pick a topic that you are passionate about. The reason why we want to emphasize on passion because it will show once you start creating this course. Your students will notice that. If you're passionate about it, then your students will be drawn to you. Now, next question is that what topic is perfect when it comes to using this specific technique with ChatGPT? So the topic that would be perfect is that wherein you have videos playing and while you speak and explain each point. Okay, so which means that, for example, over here for web development, that might be difficult because over here you need a specific tutorial, like a specific software running, and you need to demonstrate that. What we want is to have stock videos playing while you explain the different points of your course. Okay, so I'll go into further detail on that, so don't worry about that. So pretty much if you can write like about this topic in a book that's pure text, then this topic is perfect for this technique. So let's say I just try dating topic. And let's say you're interested or you're a relationship coach, for example, and that you know a lot of things about dating. So let's just search for dating. Okay, let's dismiss that. And then if you look over here, top monthly revenue is only $77 a month. And if you scroll down as well over here, you can see the courses that are like talking about dating over here. You can see also the number of reviews. It's only 5, it's only 4 over here, 39. So there's not much that you could like cover over here. Okay. So you could also check it out over here. Student demand is average, number of courses is low, so which means there's low competition. I mean, the best case scenario is that student demand is high, and then the number of courses would also be low. Okay, so that's the best case. So over here, you have confirmed that 77, 41. Okay, that's not enough for you to pursue. Let's change it to dog training. Okay, so if we see dog training, that's pretty good, 1,300, right? But there's a lot like of courses as well. So you could just play around with this and then see that, okay, based on your topic, right? Are you able to commit to this or not? If this is your target revenue. So for example, let's try another topic. Let's go for leadership. Let's say you are like you give courses or you give talks, right, on how to better lead your team or better lead in a business, small businesses, for example. And you can see over here, right, top monthly revenue is $4,500 per month. That's pretty good as well. Okay. So you can just continue using this tool, right? Just to work on your like passionate topics and then pick one as well. Okay, so if we scroll down as well over here, you can see, right, leadership, practical leadership skills, it's 59,000 ratings. So pretty much you can confirm quickly that, okay, it's making good money over here and it's something that I want to pursue or to continue pursuing. Okay, so once you have selected your topic over here, let's say, okay, let's work on leadership so that we can see on how we can use ChatGPT to create this online course for us. Okay, so if you're enjoying this, please like and subscribe for more passive income ideas like this. And comment below on what your top online course topic is all about. I would love to hear about it. Okay, so step 2 is to use ChatGPT to create the outline and script for us. So this is where the magic will start taking place. So the question with ChatGPT is that, okay, I have the course topic. We verified this over here. Okay, this is something we want to pursue about leadership, right? Because it's making good money per month, passive income. Now, the question with ChatGPT is we can ask ChatGPT to create the outline of our online course. And then once we have the outline, we want ChatGPT to create the actual script for each point in the outline. Okay, so for example, we can even use ChatGPT to like drill down because leadership is a broad topic. Okay, so we can ask ChatGPT that, okay, what specific course topic about leadership, okay, is perfect for online courses? Okay, let's see what ChatGPT will come back with. Okay, so some topics, right, about leadership, introduction, right, emotional intelligence, that's pretty good as well. Communication skills, okay, that's pretty good too. Conflict resolution, and then we have change management, and even team building, diversity and inclusion, ethical leadership, right? So a really like this is a really good list that we can work with. So you could like drill down to a specific niche over here, right? We even have time management and project management over here. So over these topics right now, you could just pick like, okay, which one really resonates with you, and it's something that will show once you start like talking about this in your online course. So for example, okay, if I'm thinking about it, let's say communication skills, right? We have interpersonal communication, right? Now, let's say we are happy with communication skills, okay? So what we will do right now, or even time management is also good, right? So let's work with communication skills. So the next question I can ask ChatGPT is create an outline for an online course about leadership, okay, with a focus on communication skills. So now we're asking ChatGPT to create the outline. So it's just like first one, intro to communication skills. Next one is verbal communication. Okay, that's pretty good. The act of listening, we have empathy, we have the power of language. Okay, and then next is written communication. So it's all about emails for the first one, right? Okay, next is effective business writing for your reports. Part 4 is public speaking, right? Okay, so that's really cool because you have a very concrete outline over here. Okay, let me just scroll down over here. We even have conflict resolution for part 5, right? Okay, and then we have course, review, and conclusion. So it's like a complete course outline from start to finish because it even has like a quick recap at the very end just to make sure that, okay, it's just like it's not open-ended for your students. It even has a recommendation for you throughout the course. You can include interactive elements such as quizzes, case studies, and group discussions, right? And that's pretty much covered inside Udemy too, which is really cool. Now, okay, so we have our outline over here. So the next question is, if you're happy with this, right? If you're happy with the outline, you can now start drilling down to specific topics inside the outline. Because right now, so for example, let's say we want to focus on written communication, right? Over here, you can now start asking ChatGPT that, okay, write a detailed script for this specific point. Okay, so right now, okay, what I'll do is, let me just copy this. Okay, we can quickly copy this right now. And then we can just ask ChatGPT that write the detailed script for, and then we just paste in the effective email communication. Let's say this is the first video that we work with, okay? Because, I mean, logically speaking, we would work from start to finish, from top to bottom, right? But let's just focus in on one specific example, okay? Let me just send that. Okay, so for effective email communication, right, it's now writing the script for us, okay? So email is one of the most commonly used forms of communication in the workplace, etc., right? And then you could see as well on how great ChatGPT is because it has the proper context. Since it has given us, so if we scroll down, like scroll up over here, okay, effective email communication, writing clear and concise emails, even though I didn't ask it to like drill down on points one, two, and three, right? It was able to remember from our previous conversation because if you scroll down over here, you could see number one, write clear and concise emails. And then it has now explained like the specific points over here. Then professional email etiquette. If you scroll up on the outline, right, it was able to get it from here and then continue writing the script for us over here. Okay, and then number three, responding to difficult emails. And as I speak right now, it's still doing the work for the script for difficult emails. Okay, so that's really cool because this is something that you can now use the script, okay, to start recording and then start discussing about this specific topic in your online course. Okay, so it's pretty much a rinse and repeat process. So now ChatGPT has finished this, right? If we scroll up over here, we pretty much have effective email communication covered over here. Okay, and now we can, let's say we're done with this, right? For A, now we can just ask ChatGPT, the next step, right, is to write a script for B, effective business writing, and then now it will do the same thing as what it has done for us over here. Okay, so the question right now is, okay, I have my script, right? Let's say you've done the entire exercise and then completed the script for the entire course. And then we now have our detailed outline as well over here, right? For our leadership with a focus on communication skills. The next question right now is, okay, I want to make this into a presentation later. So now you can also ask ChatGPT to, let's say, turn this script into points that will be used for a video generating tool. Okay, so this is our fourth prompt that we're going to be asking ChatGPT about. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so introduction to effective email communication, right? Right, and clear and concise emails over here. Okay, so you can see, right? So it's like creating these points, right? So that you can use this inside a PowerPoint presentation. For example, if you're using Google Slides or a different presentation, but I'll be showing you a different technique as well over here, right? So that's really cool. If you notice as well, right? The first one is intro to effective email communication, which is pretty much this one over here, the introduction. And then the next one is writing clear and concise emails, okay, which is this main point over here, okay. And then email etiquette, which is this one. And then next one would be difficult emails. That's covered, right? And then we have the conclusion. So that's really cool. Okay, so pretty much it has summarized it into concise points because you don't want to be pasting this entire script, right? When you want to explain it or show it visually to your students. We want to show a more concise over here, like points over here, so that once we have these points, then let's say for this point, you simply start explaining this specific point using the script that ChatGPT has given you because this is the detailed script. Okay, so I hope this is like falling into place. So we pretty much have everything that we need for our online course. So here are a couple of important tips is you can modify the script. Okay, so tip number one, you can modify the script so that you can inject your teaching style and personality. You want to add like parts of yourself as well over here, but it's up to you. And then tip number two is you also need make sure to fact check everything because this is why I also want you to pick a topic that you're passionate about because if you're passionate about it, which means you're knowledgeable about it, so that once you start reading the script, right, that ChatGPT has created for you, it won't be 100% perfect or 100% correct. There might be a couple of parts that it won't make like perfect sense. So you need to fact check as well. Just read through it, right? A couple of minutes, just read through it and then understand that, okay, is this correct? Is this something that I can use? Okay. So that you can just verify and then just don't want to mislead your students as well. Okay. So pretty much links, all of the links that I'll be using over here are in the description. And if you use any of my links, I'm going to receive a tiny commission at zero cost to you. And most of the time, you will receive an offer. So it's a win-win. And the sites that I recommend are the ones that I have personally used and believe in. So step three is generating the video content. So over here, there are multiple ways that we can do this. So one way is using PowerPoint if you have that. You can create slides or Google Slides as well over here. This is what I have open. And then once you start creating the slides, and then you can now use like screen recording software to do the presentation and then just read the script out loud while teaching to your students. So that's one way. So for example, over here, right, let's say copy the intro over here, right? And you can just simply copy paste over here. Okay, so it's fairly straightforward. Just change the fonts, right? Change the design over here, and then you can start recording and reading the script out loud. But this is not the technique that I would want to be focusing on, right? Because I have a better idea for you to try out. Because over here, sometimes for slides, to be honest, I find it boring, okay? And it might not be engaging to your students because you're just like explaining things and then you have more text on the screen as well. And it's not really that engaging too. But with this technique, if you want to do this, it's free to create, right? Because Google Slides, you don't need to pay anything for that. And you can also check out OBS Studio because you might be wondering, okay, what screen recording software should I use over here? Okay, so OBS Studio is it's a really cool way to be creating screen recordings while you're recording your slides over here, you present it out, and then you just start recording your voice as well, explaining the different course materials over here. So this is free to use. I'll also include links in the description. But we won't be covering this in detail because I want to show you a better technique of generating the video content, which is using Pictory. So Pictory, pretty much what it does is over here, it's pretty much script to video. Okay, so since we have the script or we have the outline over here, right? We could just copy paste this one and then ask Pictory, okay, create the videos for us or search videos for us that we can use while we record our voice over here. Okay, so what I'll do right now is with Pictory, right? Let's say if you recall over here with ChatGPT, we have focused first on effective email communication. Okay, so over here, right? Effective email communication. So over here, what I'll do is let's just copy paste a portion of our outline over here, right? So now that we have copied the points over here from ChatGPT, let's just work on a portion, okay? Intro to effective email communication and then writing clear and concise emails. And let's just jump over here to Pictory, okay? For script to video, go for proceed. And now let's paste in, okay, over here, the different points. Now, what we want to make sure, right, is each point is in a sentence over here, in a separate sentence, because what Pictory will do is for each sentence over here, right, then it will create a video for that. So for example, let's just change a couple of numbers. Let's say this is point one, right? And then this is the importance, blah, blah, blah. And then we have writing clear and concise emails. And then we just remove the bullet points over here. Okay, so this is effective email communication. Okay, let's just give it a good title over here. Right, spell check is good. Let's go for proceed. And then let's see what Pictory will give us. We could just pick any template that we want to use. We're good with this one. Okay, you could just change it and I'll select continue. Now, we want to make sure that what Pictory will give us, we want to check out the videos for each scene if it's like the right video for that specific point. Okay, we want to make sure that it's cohesive. But the good thing is Pictory, what it will do is it will generate videos for you, right, for each point. As compared to having this over here in text, which is pretty boring, what Pictory will do is it will give you videos for each specific point so that you can have a better presentation to your students. So this one's pretty weird somehow. It got number one over here. So let's just remove this scene as well over here. We don't need that. So just a couple of modifications that we need to do. But we have over here, introduction to effective email communication, which is really cool. Okay, so you have the video over here, right? let's jump over to our next point. Okay, so over here we have the importance of strong email communication skills for leaders. So we have leaders over here. Let's jump over here. What are the key components to writing clear and concise emails? Let's say I don't want this anymore. Okay, because this is pretty much redundant with what we have a while ago. You can simply go to visuals over here, and then let's search for email, right? And then let's just see that, okay, is this something that we can use, or writing clear and concise emails? Okay, so this one might be a better fit. So I'll just click on it and it will change it to a different video over here. Now, let's go back to our story. Number two, we don't need this. Somehow number two got separated to a new scene. So let's just delete this. Okay, so the next point is writing clear and concise emails. And you can also change this since this is number two, right? So let's just put it in. And actually, let's just jump over here and let's just change this to number one, right? And then let's jump over to the next point. Start with a clear and concise subject line. Now, this is different. This is not the one. Okay, and then let's just look for Outlook. Okay, because Outlook is the email software, so that's not the one. So let's search again for email. Okay, so start with a clear and concise, right? So let's use this person over here. Okay, we're happy with this one. Let's jump over back. Let's have a look. Okay, okay. So it's just typing hopefully a concise subject line. Now let's go back to our story. Then bullet points or short paragraphs. Let's see if it's able to do that for us. Okay, so let's say we're happy with this one, and then highlight key information and action items. Okay, so we have vision goals. Okay, execute. Okay, that's pretty good. And then limit the use of technical terms and jargon. Okay, so this is not exactly what we have in mind. So let's just change that. Let's say technical, or let's say confusion. Okay, because that's, if you use technical jargon, it could be confusing. Okay, to the person. This one, yeah, this one looks pretty good. Okay, so limit the use of technical terms and jargon. So you have this person over here that's pretty much annoyed and confused over here. Now, let's check the story. Are we good to go? Okay, it's looking good. Okay, so now that we have the video components complete, the next part right now is to add the audio, because you want to start explaining the lesson to your students inside your video over here. Okay, so thanks to Pictory, it has now generated the videos that we need. Okay, so it's now animated when it comes to the visual presentation to your students. Okay, as opposed to having just slides over here, which is pretty boring, but this one looks a lot cooler and it's a lot more engaging to your students. So the question right now is, okay, how do I add the lesson content? So this is the meat of your course. This is what you want your students to start learning and explain to them. Okay, so how do you add this? Because there are pretty much two options. One is you can just add like an automated voiceover that Pictory can generate for you. It's gonna be like AI generated voice, because you have the script over here, right? With ChatGPT. Okay, so you just copy paste and then just generate the audio over here. But for Udemy, if you want a more like cohesive and a more engaging experience for your students, it's best for you to read the script loud, because it's going to be you who's going to be the teacher. So it has to be your voice. Okay, that's going to be reading this to the students. But the good thing with Pictory is it makes it really easy for you to add your voiceover for each like video presentation over here or video scene over here, right? So what I want to do is we have ChatGPT open over here, right? And then we have Pictory open over here, because we want to be able to read our script out loud as we start teaching our course over here. The scenes that I have over here is pretty much this specific section over here. Okay, we've asked ChatGPT to create these points for us. So we have number one and then number two, and then pretty much all of the bullet points are covered over here, and we have the appropriate videos. Now, where is the corresponding script that we want to read aloud? If we scroll up, right, this is the detailed script that ChatGPT has created for us, right? So we have intro to effective email communication, which is this one, okay? And then we have writing clear and concise emails, which is pretty much this specific portion over here. So let me just highlight that. Okay. So I hope you're following, right? So this is pretty much the detailed script that I want to read aloud, or you are going to read aloud once you start creating your online course. Okay. And then pretty much it's a rinse and repeat process if you want to create videos next for this one, for this point number two, for example, and then for point number three as well. It's pretty much the same process. So the cool thing with Pictory is that you can immediately add like voiceover for this specific video just by clicking add voiceover over here, and then we simply click record voiceover. So let's give it a shot. Okay. So I'll be reading the script over here for the first like video presentation, and let's try that out. Okay. So we have over here the record audio for the scene, and then we have the default mic. Let's just make sure that we have it ready, and I'll click record. Email is one of the most commonly used forms of communication in the workplace. Okay, let's stop that. Once we're happy, let's play that as well just to check if it sounds good or not. Email is one of the most commonly used forms of communication in the workplace. Okay, once we're happy, we click on save, right? And then it's pretty much a rinse and repeat process as we go through each scene. And I'll try that right now so that you can see this in action. Okay, so once we have completed our recording, just make sure that, okay, this is the uploaded audio over here. Just make sure to apply to the current scene because it might not take effect as well. So you can see scene one over here, and then just have a quick preview of our scene just to see, okay, does it look good? Is the audio like perfect for this one? Email is one of the most commonly used forms of communication in the workplace. Okay, so that's really cool because apart from the video, like Pictory has also added audio for us for this video scene. So let's just jump over to the next one and then see how we can complete this concise video. So for the next point, okay, I'm going to be reading the script out loud, and let's just add voiceover over here and start recording. So it is essential that leaders have strong email communication skills. Okay, so once we're happy, I'll just click save. You can see that it's a fairly straightforward process for me as I go through scene by scene, and once it gets uploaded, I'll set a current scene over here, apply that to scene number 2, go back again, and jump over to the next video. And then now let's record again. Okay, and I'll be covering this specific statement. In this section, we will cover the key components of writing clear and concise emails. Okay, now I'll save again, right? And then wait for this to be uploaded, and then let's apply it again to this specific scene. Okay, now we're making good progress, and I'll jump over here. You can see I'm like completing this in just seconds. So for the intro of this point, I'll just read this out loud over here. Okay. One of the biggest challenges in email communication is keeping messages short, simple, and to the point. A cluttered and long email can be difficult to read and may not be well received by the recipient. When writing emails, leaders should aim to be clear, concise, and professional. Okay, so let's just save that. That's pretty long, it's 20 seconds. And now, okay, let's just go for current scene, and let's go back again to the story. Okay, and record again. To write a clear email, leaders should do the following. So you can also add like what I did right now, right? There's no the following over here, but it's up to you. You can just like have fun and make some changes along the way, right? I mean, if it's a topic that you're passionate about, then it should be fairly straightforward for you. So let's jump over here. Somehow I skipped this point. That is perfectly fine. So let's work on this one. So use bullet points or short paragraphs to break up the content and make it easier to read. Okay, so once you save that, just apply that as well. We're almost done. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we have scene 7. Okay, we have everything covered. And now let's record this specific point over here. Highlight key information and action items to ensure they are easily recognizable. And now we have our last scene for this one. Okay, let's click record. Limit the use of technical terms and jargon, and instead use language that is easy to understand. Okay, so now let's save it, and then let's see what the final output would look like. So let's just select this to apply to the current scene. And for the audio settings of the background music, let's just select that. So let's just maximize it. Okay, so we have ChatGPT takes to that. We have the script, right? And let's just like enlarge this a bit over here. For the audio settings of the background music, just make sure to drag it to maybe as low as 5% or 4%, right? So that it won't overpower your voice. Now, we have everything ready. Okay, check the audio. over here for the uploads, we have pretty much for all of the scenes from scene 1 to scene 8. Okay, we have recorded our audio. And let's just preview the entire video just to see what our output would look like. Email is one of the most commonly used forms of communication in the workplace. So it is essential that leaders have strong email communication skills. In this section, we will cover the key components of writing clear and concise emails. One of the biggest challenges in email communication is keeping messages short, simple, and to the point. A cluttered and long email can be difficult to read and may not be well received by the recipient. When writing emails, leaders should aim to be clear, concise, and professional. To write a clear email, leaders should do the following. So use bullet points or short paragraphs to break up the content and make it easier to read. Highlight key information and action items to ensure they are easily recognizable. Limit the use of technical terms and jargon and instead use language that is easy to understand. Okay, so that's pretty much what we have covered on this point. So that's really cool because from start to finish, right? ChatGPT has created everything for us. The outline, right? Even the script over here. So you can just create and continue the rinse and repeat process as you add video by video, right? And then you have the complete online course in no time. Okay, so you can see that I was able to create something from start to finish through the help of ChatGPT with minimal effort. It's just more of me reading out the script out loud because we want to make like natural sounding as possible. So the action step that I want to leave with you is to make your first video, not your first course. Just work on your first video because this is the hardest. Because once you make your first video, the rest would be easier afterwards. Okay. So if you want to learn more ways on making passive income with ChatGPT, check out this video on how to create YouTube videos with ChatGPT step by step.